Hello and Sat Sri Akal. This is your host Jasleen Khanuja at Livermore Gurdwara or Sikh temple in California. I'm here today because the city of Dublin has announced a proclamation to have November 2020 as the Sikh Heritage Month. Most of you know who Sikhs are, but for those who do not, I'll give you a very short intro. तेरा कीता जातो नाही मैनो जोग की तोही मैं निर्गुण यारे को गुण नाई आपे तरस पे होई तरस पेया मैं रहमत होई सतगुर सज्जन मिलया नानक नाम मिलेता जीवा तन मन थीवे हरया. Yes, these are a few lines of Gurbani that show some of the essence that Guru Granth Sahib Ji or the holy scripture of Sikhs tell us. Sikhs have a Gurbani, which is a Ilahi Bani or an eternal divine words or couplets that are derived from the combination of couplets of various saints that Guru Gobind Singh Ji had compiled in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. What I mentioned just now is that Naam or the name is the ultimate thing. There is a lot of Bhakti Ras or the meditational or the divine segment in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. It connects you to the eternity, it connects you to that one God, the one energy, the divine soul, the ultimate soul, and the aim of the life is unison with that one God. On the other hand, Guru Granth Sahib Ji or Sikhism also focuses on the Veer Ras or the valor or bravery. If you read about the Sikhs history, Sikhs have fought a lot for the rights of the poor, needy and the weak people, especially women. देह शिवा बर मोहे ये शुभ कर्मन ते कब हो न टरो न डरो और स्यो जब जाए लरो निश्चय कर अपनी जीत करो. These are some of the couplets that inspire Sikhs to fight for justice, to fight for right, to fight for the truth and to help the poor and needy. This extends into the feeling of Seva or selfless service that ultimately brings people to unison. The Atma and the Paramatma, when they unite, that comes not just by meditation but by selfless service. Seva karat hoye nehkami, tisko hot Parapat Swami. So these are some of the fundamental principles or tenets of Sikhism. It's really a matter of honor that the city of Dublin, the Dublin Council members have taken the initiative of recognizing Sikh Heritage Month as November 2020. As you know, there have been several hate crimes on Sikhs, especially in the United States of America, because of the lack of awareness of what Sikhism is, who Sikhs are. The ignorance has caused more people to relate Sikhism or Sikhs, especially because of their appearance, to some of the other people and unnecessarily attempt to differentiate them, not only bully them in the schools or discriminate in the employment, but also expose them to social hate crimes. We have seen people who were walking very peacefully in the evening in parks being attacked and bullied by some of the people who are native to America or have been in America for a longer period of time and who do not understand who these immigrants are. There is a dire need of creating more awareness about Sikhism, and several organizations are participating and doing a lot of work to this end. We also see some of the highways being owned by American Sikhs, and those highways, especially in California, they display a turban, an American turban, with the Star Spangled Banner and stuff, so that it represents an American Sikhs, and people understand who we are and what our principles are, and that we are here to help, we are here to live peacefully, we owe it all to America, and we are truly loyal to the United States of America as citizens of United States of America.
So the proclamation reads, Sikh Heritage Month, whereas California and our nation are at once blessed and enriched by the unparalleled diversity of our residents. And whereas Sikhs who originated in Punjab, India, first entered California in 1899 through the Angel Island Immigration Station in San Francisco, California, and have excelled in a variety of professions in many California cities. And whereas the Sikh American community continues to peacefully overcome attacks on its identity and practices, whether in the form of school, harassment, employment discrimination, or hate crimes. And whereas, due to ignorance and hate, Sikhs have been subject of hate crimes because of their attacks of faith, including a turban and beard, which represent the Sikh religion, commitment to justice, equality, and dignity for all, and the faithful service of Sikh American community to the state and the country merits appreciation as an inaugural thread in the fabric of American plurality. Now therefore, be it resolved that the City of Dublin Council does hereby proclaim November 2020 as Sikh Heritage Month and recognizes and acknowledges the significant contributions made by those of Sikh heritage and seeks to afford all members of the Dublin community the opportunity to better understand, recognize, and appreciate the rich history and shared principles of Sikh Americans. Be it further resolved that the Dublin City Council condemns all hate and bias incidents against Sikh American and encourages all Sikhs to practice their faith freely and fearlessly.
Vice Mayor of the City of Dublin, Arun Goel, is right here with us. Thank you so much for the honor you have given to the Sikhs. The community really needed this recognition, and you have been instrumental in taking this lead in such tough times. We are all focusing on COVID-related problems and issues and stuff. While Sikh awareness is a concern, it is an ongoing issue. It has created a lot of barriers and obstacles, and people being bullied around, stuff like that. So how did the idea came to you, and what efforts did you make to bring it to this point?
Well, I think it's very important to know that as a city, we want to make sure all of our community is very diverse and that we represent a very inclusive community, one that appreciates all religions, all races, and all diversity of opinions. So in our city, we really wanted to acknowledge the Sikh community, which is starting to grow in population, and it's been doing a lot of work for the community, whether it be in Sevas or just donation and volunteer of overall time. Along with that, what we've recognized during a very trying time in United States, there's been a lot of racial issues, a lot of heritage disrespect, a lot of issues just in general with understanding and appreciation of different communities of different races and religion. And so the Dublin City Council thought it was very, very important to make sure that we acknowledge Sikhs, what they're about, and be able to inform and educate the community in a very concise way. The community at large, in the broader perspective, has experienced some losses of Sikhs due to either religion, due to their beard, due to their turban. And that's all part of a core of misinformation and lack of understanding. So we really wanted to take that time and make sure that we help inform and help educate the community to appreciate Sikhs. And Sikhs have an opportunity now to spearhead and leverage this Heritage Month to continue the appreciation and education information by hosting bigger events. I know COVID has limited us from doing so, but we should be doing more. We should have Baisakhi events, we should have melas, and we should invite the community to be part of our heritage and embrace us. So that's where we left off from.
Sat Shri Akal, we have today with us Mr. Parvinder Thapar, who is the lead volunteer at the Livermore Gurudwara. Big congratulations in having wonderful discussion with the Dublin City Council and getting it to fruition. And I see the reward in your hand, the proclamation. And the whole of the month of the November is now a Sikh Heritage Month in the city of Dublin. How's you feel?
Oh, it feels absolutely great. I have to tell you that this recognition goes a long way. In terms of recognizing not just the presence of Sikhs in the United States, California, but also their contributions, right? The diversity and the enrichment that they bring to the table. I think City of Dublin, I've been in touch with the Mayor David Hobart, Vice Mayor Arun Goel, and we felt that there is a connection there. And I think the City Council, all the councilmen, they feel that Sikhs have been contributing a lot, especially in the last 8 to 9 months, even during this pandemic time. And the Sikhs have stepped up and they've been helping out the society at large, feeding the homeless, just helping out for the medical professionals in terms of giving the supplies and all, creating and making masks, distributing masks, and I think all of that has kind of contributed to that. So yeah, it feels absolutely great to be able to have recognized for the Seva, one of the core principles of Sikhs that has been recognized to the city of Dublin.
Sarbat da Bhala, or understanding that whole universe is one humanity, and serving the humanity selflessly. These are some of the basic fundamentals of Sikhism. And you must have heard about the concept of the Swand, people take out 1/10 of their earnings to serve humanity, to help the poor and needy. So this was the concept of Seva, and there is always a langar going on that's customary, the lunch or the dinner that is served in Gurudwaras that helps to feed hundreds of millions of people around the world. Sikhs are known not just for the Seva, not just for the bravery, but also for the concept of Amritdhari. And Amritdhari Sikh usually follows the 5 Ks given by Guru Gobind Singh Ji. Khalsa mero roop hai khas, khalsa mein hu karo niwas. That's why you see the bed and the turban and the kara that some of the Sikhs are wearing. The kara is a depiction of the honesty of the people. Diving into Sikhism is not easy. It's a very deep science, it's a deep study, and living Sikhism is yet another tough thing. If you really follow all the principles, teachings, preachings, and you live up to that and try to attain salvation in the way Guru Sahib has given out in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. It takes a village to bring such kind of a decision making. So at the back end, what were the reactions of different city council members? How did you bring together the thought? How did you bring it to unanimity and consensus?
Well, I think right now, as a society, we've been dealing with a lot of protests, a lot of issues and riots based on diversity and inclusion. And so we, as a city, leveraged it as an opportunity, and I think it created the platform, one that, quite honestly, I couldn't accomplish by myself in 4 years. I've been on council for 4 years, and this just provided us that platform. And so I think with that, the entire city council embraced it. They had no opportunity to really create we don't like something, because we have to be inclusive and we have to recognize the diversity that we've grown to appreciate as part of the fabric of the city of Dublin.
I also know that Dublin Civic Centre was one of the venues for holding the Diwans before the COVID. So City of Dublin has been quite helpful on that front, and construction is still on in this site at Livermore. So give us a little more background about the history of the construction of the Livermore Gurudwara Sahib.
Sure, yeah, happy to. So we bought this place about 5 years back. It was a residence which had to be converted into a gathering place. We have to follow some city regulations and make the code changes within the property to be able to use that. So that takes time. And in order for that to happen, we need to raise money and have the contractors in place to do all the construction. During that time, we had a Sikh congregation who wanted to meet in this area. In Tri-Valley, there was a place that they all were looking for. So we reached out to the city of Dublin, and we kind of asked them, can we use your place like Civic Center to hold our services? The number of people that we think we're going to get carried in the services should fit good in the Civic Center area that we have. Sure enough, the city council and entire city staff has been very helpful to us. They have been open, and they agreed for us to hold the services every other Sunday for the last 5 years.
That's wonderful. But the awareness for Sikhs has really not been enough, and that's why this proclamation, the need for this proclamation. Why do you think we are lacking in making people understand the concept of Miri and Piri, the concept of Seva? Sikhism is such a rich religion. It has so many principles, and Sikhs have been serving not just on the divine side, in terms of spiritual connection with the one God they believe in, but also in terms of the bravery and valor. If you read the Sikh history, many people would learn about the sacrifices that the Sikh gurus and several disciples have made for the sake of justice to the weak people in the society. So how do you think the proclamation will go a long way in creating such awareness?
Yeah, sure. First off, I think it's a journey, right? To be able to spread the word, spread the divine sentiments of Sikhs and Sikhism throughout the community. It's not a destination; it's a journey, and it's going to happen for the foreseeable future. But what I am happy to see that as the days have gone by, more and more non-Sikh population of California have started recognizing the turban and the beard to represent something which is noble, which is helpful, and which is divine. So this proclamation definitely is a way step forward in that direction. it will help people understand that the officials, the city officials of a great city of Dublin in California saw that, recognized that, and they just couldn't stop themselves just to do something about it, and just to be able to recognize a whole month for the Sikh heritage. I think that goes definitely a long way. The more it goes forward, the more people get to know about it. A lot of people are curious, but now they're going to start taking us more seriously about it, right? So I also encourage other cities, neighboring cities, Hayward, Fremont, Union City, to also go up and step up and do the same thing, because I think there are a lot of congregation who's doing a very noble service here in the community, and they should do that as well.
Wonderful, and it was great talking to you, and congratulations again to the Livermore Gurdwara Parvinder Committee as well as to the City of Dublin for this beautiful initiative effort, and something that we see as a movement going forward. So thank you so much for your time in speaking with YoIndiaTV.
Thank you for having me today.
Can you tell me some specifics of the proclamation, how you are going to make people more aware?
So with a proclamation, what happens is we get to announce a month, right? A month that is dedicated to a specific religion or a specific cause. In this case, Sikh heritage. So I think this is the start. I think moving forward, we're going to have some more events programmed around that. I unfortunately won't be part of council, but I think this allows council to use this as a mechanism to invite Sikhs, the Sikh community. So for instance, when we have specific events tied to the Sikh religion, we can always refer back to the proclamation as a justification, a need, and an approach to inform and educate. And it's going to come through a lot of different events, a lot of cultural engagement, and there's just going to be a overwhelming part of the puzzle that is released once a proclamation of such nature occurs.
Wonderful, and great to be talking to you. Thank you so much, Vice Mayor Arun Goel.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you for recognizing the City of Dublin's actions towards Sikh Heritage Month.
Hats off to the City of Dublin for bringing this proclamation to the Tri-Valley Sikh Centre, which covers not just Dublin but Pleasanton and Livermore as well. The residents need to be aware who these immigrants are, who Sikhs stand for, what are their values, practices, beliefs and sentiments, and that they are also a part of the human race. They are very peaceful and they are loyal to the United States of America. So thank you to the Livermore Gurdwara Management Committee for taking this up with the Dublin City Council, which has made this wonderful recognition, which helps the community not just locally but across United States of America, and is a matter of pride and joy for one and all. Stay tuned in for more community news and event updates with me, Jasleen Khanuja, only on YoIndiaTV.